So I'm Camryn. I'm a fashion designer living here in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy, and I'm also a denim designer as my part-time job.
And so what's like the name of your brand and what have you done so far with your brand?
Yeah, so my brand is Renee. It's actually my middle name. It also means transformation in French, which is really fitting for the brand since it's sustainable, it's all-inclusive, and it's very experimental. But we do men's and women's ready-to-wear, and we're working on some really cool event pieces coming soon. But yeah.
So what's your inspiration for kind of what you've already created, like looking at knots from your first fashion week? How
hmm
did that like end up becoming a thing?
Yeah, I was just experimenting with different like techniques and trying to figure out ways to manipulate fabric. And my brand already derives from like my family background and how I grew up in a cosmetology school, which is really fun. So I've always been really in tune with the hair community, and
Mm,
that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. So I was trying to figure out how to braid fabric, how to show that in different ways, and I was able to create like a braided technique
mm,
that is able to like manipulate jersey and stretch fabric.
yeah.
hmm
What's the process of doing that? I feel like that's like mad interesting. I've never seen close to like a knotted design like that.
hmm No, it's like it took a long time to figure out. It still
Mm,
takes a long time to make perfectly each time since all types of fabric, they all have different stretches. Like there's four-way stretch, there's two-way stretch. So sometimes it's hard to figure out what you're doing with each fabric, especially since I use dead stock. So I don't really buy normal like fabric that I'll be able to repurchase over and over again. I buy rolls or like units or like small amounts of yardage that comes from another like factory or a mill at a discounted price. So it's the compositions are different each time. So I've just been trying to figure out how to manipulate it. Eventually I get really good at it, but it just
yeah.
took like a long time, like a couple of months,
Yeah.
honestly,
That's crazy.
to figure out the technique. The collection's called Naughty. It's about 17 looks, and it took about a year to like fully complete.
Mm. And how was your first fashion week?
It was good. It
Yeah.
was quite the experience. I learned a lot. I met a lot of really cool people. I'm so excited to like do it again, do it better.
Mm.
Yeah.
What was kind of your favorite moment of doing your first fashion week?
What was my favorite moment? Gathering the team together and
Yeah.
just like working and like feeling like a flow. I really love getting into that with like a group of people. But I also loved the presentation itself. Like we got to do the presentation at a salon space actually. So it was at the Cutler Salon, and it's attached to the Arlo Hotel in Soho. So
Mm.
we had our backstage in the hotel, and then the main event. It's like this immersive experience in a salon. And the models would basically come wearing the outfits and fully get dressed in front of everybody. And their looks are completed and they walk out to do the official lookbook. So you get to see the entire
Well, that's
experience.
fire, actually.
So it was really cool. So I think after a while of being backstage, getting everybody ready, I was able to come down and walk through,
Mm.
and nobody knew me. So I was just like, wow, this is so cool. And then I just kind of walked in like everybody else did.
Yeah.
I think that was one of my favorite moments.
What do you think is the most important lesson you learned from like your first fashion week,
Ooh,
like in the fashion world?
never give up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
get really hard. It's gonna be really trying, but you just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
And then just if you feel like you can't do it, find somebody around you that's gonna tell you you're going to keep going.
Yeah.
Because I definitely had that moment. Like about literally the day before the show,
Mm.
I had like a mental breakdown. I was like, I can't do this. Guys, wrap it up. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And my best friends literally came and were like, Cam, take a nap. You
Mm.
haven't slept in like, I only had like a couple hours of sleep each day at that time. And I was
Yeah.
exhausted. And they were like, take a nap. We're going to wake up and you're going to go to the show.
Mm.
And I was just like, all right. And they literally took me to bed and like, were
Yeah.
like, locked the door, and I couldn't come out for like 2 hours, 2-3 hours.
That's funny, actually. They were just like,
Yeah.
go to bed for a good minute, come
Go
back
to bed.
out.
And then I like woke up from the nap and I was like, you know what? Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then I continued going. But yeah, having a good community around you of people to like keep up
Mm.
your momentum and just to keep like whatever you say in general, like to never give up, to keep going. You gotta find people that are gonna say that back to you when
Yeah.
you really need it.
Mm.
But yeah.
That is really important, honestly. Like those friends that just like help you, like push you a little bit more.
Mhm.
You know, because I feel like those moments are really hard. They're kind of like They're like do or die moments, really.
They really are do or die. It really feels do or die, honestly.
And so I guess like kind of going into your second fashion week, how are you feeling about that?
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm still a little nervous since this was just my first one. There's still a lot to do.
Mm,
This it's actually going to be a capsule that I'm creating.
okay.
But we're basically going to do an event, and we might hopefully be able to do a dinner. And it's all centered around like love in the city and just the nightlife of New York.
Oh, that's
and
fire.
like why I'm just like in love with being here.
Yeah.
So it really is going to be really special, and the clothes are going to be a little bit more exciting, harder to make.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited.
What's your inspiration for that capsule?
Oh, the inspiration, honestly, I always start with Little Kim. I always start there. That's like where we're gonna start. We're gonna start here. Like 90s Little Kim, I love, and then I like branch out into a character that she might be in, or like a lot of my inspirations come from dreams that I have, and I think of like what that person is wearing, what they're doing, and then I created a storyline that really resonated with me in terms of like being young and being single here in the city. The dating world is crazy. Everybody's kind of weird. And I kind of want to bring romance back. And like what really made me feel kind of like a little kid in the city is just like the magic of looking at the skyline and being like, oh my God, there's so many possibilities in here. Maybe I'll meet somebody. And that's kind of what the vibe and the storyline is. And I think a lot of people will connect with it. But it's going to be really whimsical, and the clothes are going to lean more on the crafty, like couture side, but still going to be ready to wear.
And so I guess is there anything else you'd like to kind of add just to finish everything off about like you as a creative and like going forward as just like creating fashion?
I don't know. Like I guess like a lot of people don't know my background in terms of like how much industry experience I've had. So I went to FIT for school, and I graduated in 22, so like pretty recent. And I just got a job right away. I was working as like an apprentice assistant at Coach on the runway team. And then from there I bounced to another runway team, and then I got a corporate job. And then randomly, I got the reason why I even started the brand at this time, because I knew I always wanted to be a designer. And I knew I was going to have a brand at one point. I just didn't know when. And I thought, like, my original plan was, I'm just going to go to school. Maybe I'll meet somebody that's going to do the brand with me. If that doesn't work, I'm going to work corporate for like 2 to 5 years, gather the experience, gather knowledge, save up money, start my brand, launch, right? And then when I was at the end of my first job at Coach, I got this random ass email from Hypebeast that I thought it was a scam. I didn't like open for 2 weeks. And then they were like, oh, like, are you interested in this? And it was for a collaboration with Gushers.
Oh, that's fire.
And I was like, this is the wrong person. Like, what? Because I didn't think that a lot was going on for me. I didn't even get into my thesis show. Like, I wasn't like, well, I thought I was really good. But like, I don't know, people were weird. But when I got that email and then I had the meeting, it was like a lot of validation. And then during that whole process, that was my first Fashion Week presentation. And I was able to make 2 pieces with them. And the validation from being on set with the Hypebeast team, I like showed them a couple ideas, and I was telling them about what I wanted to do, and they were like, you need to do this right now. Start like immediately. Get your LLC, get all your stuff. So that's what I did. I literally did exactly that, like in that summer in, I guess in 2023, And then from there, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna figure it out. And that's what I've been doing each time.
That's fire, honestly. They just like randomly reached out to you.
Random. Really random. I think they found me for my thesis. Like I had a little website. And I only had like 400 followers. Like I wasn't like cool or anything. I was like, there's no way that no one's gonna find me. But I guess they did, and yeah.
What was your fashion thesis at the time?
It was called Braided Heritage, and it was directly about my family's family business, which my mom runs the cosmetology school in DC. And on my mom's side of the family, my great uncle and my grandpa, and they had like a really big family. They had like 11 siblings. It's like a giant family. And they had this business called Deadly Beauty. And it was I think it started in like 1967, 63. And they were basically pioneers of the Black hair care brands around that time, especially in beauty. So we were in competition with like Madam C.J. Walker and like all those kind of cool people. And it was really, really big in the 90s. So I kind of grew up looking at hair catalogs and being around students. And I channeled that energy basically into that first, my thesis, because I was learning more about my family and learning about myself. And in that thesis, I literally just like chopped off my braids from the summer because I had blue hair at the time. And I was just sewing that onto stuff. I was creating like cool, like plushy blue braid things, because that color blue is actually the main logo color of my family's business. It's that very vibrant, like cobalt blue. So that's why I keep using it the most, because it really means a lot to me, the color itself.
It's a very beautiful color. Like it very like stands out to you when you're looking at it.
Yeah, it's very vibrant. Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely love just like the arts and craftsmanship, and I just grew up around it. So I feel like from that thesis, it really was like the foundation of the brand, because a lot of the motifs I use are like hair and beauty, but it's just from the beginning. Like eventually I'm going to go into some more different motifs and things that catch my eye from like childhood and just nostalgic things for me that other people can definitely connect with. But I think it's just like a great foundation to have. But yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.